Since 2017, Dutch developer Total Mayhem Games has been quietly working on the We Were Here series, a trilogy of cooperative-only puzzle games that puts us in the shoes of two explorers who find themselves trapped in castles, dungeons, snowstorms, death traps, and all other manner of escape rooms. The whole trilogy is a little uneven, but for the most part they're all pretty good, especially since no other developer scratches this particular asymmetrical co-op puzzle itch quite like Total Mayhem Games and the We Were Here series. The latest, We Were Here Forever, is, to put it quite simply, an absolute glow-up. It's gorgeous, with fantastic art direction that takes you from the familiar castle interiors to surreal dreamscapes, a spooky abandoned village, and much, much more. There are significant barriers to overcome to get the most out of We Were Here Forever, not the least of which are having to buy two $18 copies so you can play with a like-minded friend, but if you're able to hook in someone who loves escape rooms and asymmetrical puzzle games as much as you do, you're both in for a co-op adventure the likes of which I've rarely seen. We Were Here Forever places you and your buddy into the boots of two nameless explorers who, for untold reasons, find themselves locked inside series mainstay Castle Rock. There's an ongoing story connecting the We Were Here games together, but it's not required knowledge to enjoy the self-contained plot of Forever, which itself is serviceable, but certainly not the reason why anyone is here. It's the puzzles that are the star of the show, and the ways that they manage to test the teamwork, observational skills, and communication of you and your partner are in a league of their own. I'd hate to even go into too much detail of the individual examples or show too much of them out of fear of spoiling their solutions, but there's a wonderful mix of navigational puzzles, where one person has to guide the other through a section using information only they have, symbol recognition puzzles that force both of you to describe obscure symbols to each other in order to fulfill some sort of shared goal, asymmetrical races against the clock, tricky logic puzzles, and more. The list just goes on, with enough content that it took me and my partner around 12 hours to complete them all. More often than not, you're split up from your partner and have no frame of reference for what it is they're seeing. This process of not only figuring out the useful information in your area, but then also piecing together how it interacts with what they're seeing is just so uniquely satisfying. Every small breakthrough was something we celebrated.
I'm ready, come back.
Hey!
It's worth mentioning too that having a good partner is a necessity, and your mileage with We Were Here Forever may vary immensely based upon who you play it with. There is random matchmaking available, but that's absolutely not the way to go here. I'd highly recommend playing through it with a good friend. Teamwork like this requires patience, persistence, and keen observation skills. There are also a bunch of fun opportunities to horse around.
You have a hand on your arm.
Oh my god, what is that?
You have a hand on your arm.
Why do you have a hand on my arm?
What is that?
Playfully troll your partner.
So now I can see this little people mover right here. Right here.
Oh, right there.
Right
Hold on, I want to
there.
make sure it's the same one I know.
Right there.
I can't.
That one.
There we go. That one?
This one right there.
This one?
Yes, that one right there.
And sometimes even do some good old-fashioned sabotage for a quick laugh.
Goodbye, cruel world!
And those moments help add some much-needed levity to a story that takes itself perhaps a bit too seriously. The puzzles are tough, and there's no getting around that, but there's always a logic to them. And if you really hit a wall, each person can call upon 3 hints per puzzle that do a decent job of pushing you in the right direction. Expect to spend a good chunk of time bashing your head against the wall trying to figure out a solution. In a good way, I swear. Even the puzzles that we spent the longest amount of time trying to figure out had that eureka moment that made it all worth it. The world needs more games like We Were Here Forever. The cooperative-only puzzle landscape is untapped and full of potential, and We Were Here Forever is one of the best examples of why. Its puzzles rank up there with some of the cleverest and most satisfying I've ever seen in a video game, and its decently lengthy 10 to 12 hour campaign ensures that by the time it reaches its memorable conclusion, the requirement that each person buy their own copy doesn't feel like too much of an ask. The way it requires clear communication between partners at all times means it doesn't lend itself well to online matchmaking, so I highly recommend bringing a puzzle-loving friend along for the ride. On that note, it would have been an even more irresistible deal if it came with a Friends Pass. But all things considered, We Were Here Forever is a monumental leap forward for a series that has been quietly but consistently creating some of the best co-op experiences around. For more asymmetrical co-op game reviews, check out our reviews for It Takes Two and A Way Out. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.